In our everyday life, we often use devices which require battery power. These may be devices that we use at home, for instance, air conditioning remote control, or TV remote control, or torch lights. Or they may be devices that we use outdoors or at work, for instance, headlamps, and also high-powered industrial strength torch lights. We may use smaller torch lights when we go camping. And if we do outdoor adventure activity, we may use a GPS navigation device such as from Garmin. And if we go hiking in the mountains, we may use a weather meter. Or if we go hunting in the forest, we may use a ballistic meter. There are many shapes, sizes and types of batteries used in devices, but the most basic forms are the 5 types I'll show you now. So there is the AAA battery. There. Then there is the AA battery. There. And then there is the Type C battery here. And then there's the Type D battery here, much bigger. And lastly, there's the Type E block battery. So these are the most common 5 basic types of batteries. In terms of the chemistry in these batteries, there are essentially 3 types of chemistry. The first is your basic alkaline battery, and this is available for all 5 of those shapes. With the alkaline chemistry, the battery comes at 1.5 volts, but it is used once and throw away. It is not a rechargeable battery, so this can be expensive. One of the problems of using alkaline batteries in devices and leaving them in there is that owing to their chemistry, these batteries can leak chemicals out and hence damage both the battery and the equipment's battery compartment. The second type of battery chemistry is a rechargeable nickel metal hydride. This chemistry allows the battery to be recharged. However, it has a lower voltage of 1.2 volts. This is not a problem because even though alkaline batteries are rated at 1.5 volts when new, that voltage drops very quickly to a stable 1.2 volt. So the voltage is not much different to a rechargeable nickel metal hydride. The third battery chemistry is also nickel metal hydride. However, electrodes in the battery as well as the non-conductive separator material are different from the standard nickel metal hydride. They have been enhanced so that this form of nickel metal hydride battery has low self-discharge characteristic. It is still 1.2 volts, but they last much longer when stored compared to the standard nickel metal hydride. So in this video, I will explain to you the benefits of using low self-discharge nickel metal hydride batteries. All these batteries you see here, they are not a standard nickel metal hydride, they are low self-discharge. I'll explain to you the difference between the low self-discharge versus the standard nickel metal hydride. I will also explain to you when I choose to use the low self-discharge batteries versus using the standard nickel metal hydride batteries. So join me in this video as I walk you through the explanation. Let's make a start with understanding the difference between a standard rechargeable nickel metal hydride battery such as the one on the left compared to a low self-discharge nickel metal hydride on the right. In this case, this is manufactured by Fujitsu. With the standard rechargeable nickel metal hydride battery, the very moment you finish charging it to full capacity with a proper nickel metal hydride charger, within 24 hours it will lose 20% of its charge, and thereafter it will lose approximately 15% of its charge every month. What this means is that after 5 months there will only be 5% charge left. I gleaned this information from the user manual of a US manufacturer of nickel metal hydride chargers. In fact, this US manufacturer recommends that users only charge their batteries 12 hours before use. In comparison, this is a Fujitsu low self-discharge battery. It is manufactured by the Fujitsu-owned FDK Corporation factory located in Japan, Takasaki factory. This Fujitsu low self-discharge battery is rated to retain 80% of its charge after 12 months. There is a huge difference compared to a standard nickel metal hydride battery where after 5 months there's only 5% charge left. And as I said, with the low self-discharge battery of Fujitsu, after 12 months you still have 80% charge. So how does knowledge about the self-discharge characteristics of the standard nickel metal hydride compared to the low self-discharge nickel metal hydride guide my choice to use which type of battery in which devices? Very simple. For around the house, low power consumption remote control devices like these, I can very easily use a standard nickel metal hydride battery because if the battery runs out, it's easy for me to find alternative. However, if I'm doing outdoor adventure hiking, camping, such as when I use headlamps, my preference is to use the low self-discharge batteries like the Fujitsu. The reason is that the low self-discharge batteries are ready to use when I need it at the most critical moment. Furthermore, they also tolerate temperature variations much better than the standard batteries, and the batteries will last much longer as well. These are MacLight industrial grade torchlights. They are type D cell torchlights. This one is in my wife's car, that's in my truck. The other two are in different rooms in the house. They are my emergency torchlights. Under those circumstances, these are critical equipment, and so I use low self-discharge batteries in these devices. These three here are used for camping, and so they are also critical devices, and I use low self-discharge batteries in them as well. This is a Kestrel 5700 ballistic weather meter. I use this when I go outdoors camping or hunting. It is a critical device and is often used in very cold and wet weather. For that reason, I use low self-discharge batteries in these devices. This one takes AA batteries. This is a Garmin 680T GPS navigator. I also use this in adverse conditions, cold and wet, and for that reason I put in low self-discharge batteries as well. A little bit of history for you so you understand the origins of the low self-discharge nickel metal hydride batteries. The first such batteries was produced by Sanyo Electric in 2005 at its Twice-cell factory located in Takasaki-shi, Gunma, Japan. Sanyo Electric called these batteries Eneloop. Then in 2010, Panasonic acquired Sanyo Electric as a fully owned subsidiary. But the US Federal Trade Commission required Panasonic to sell Sanyo's portable nickel metal hydride battery business to Fujitsu subsidiary FDK Corporation. This was in order to preserve competition. Following this, Panasonic retained the Eneloop trademark but continued to source batteries themselves directly from the same factory, which was formerly owned by Sanyo and now owned by FDK Corporation of Fujitsu. Since then, Panasonic has still been selling Eneloop batteries. It is unclear to me whether these are still sourced directly from FDK Corporation in Japan or whether Panasonic is or otherwise in another country. Now for a little bit more information about the Fujitsu low self-discharge batteries. This AAA 1.2 volt battery has a nominal capacity of 900 milliamps. This AA battery has a nominal capacity of 2450 milliamps. The Fujitsu FDK Corporation only manufactures AAA and AA batteries, and so when I needed the C-type and the D-type and the E-block shaped batteries, I had to source them from elsewhere. This Type C 1.2 volt low self-discharge battery is manufactured by the German company Ansmann, and the label on the battery states that it is made in China. This is a Type D battery. It's 10,000 milliamps hour and it's also made in China. The branding that Ansmann uses to denote a low self-discharge battery is this logo, Max E. This E-block battery is also from Ansmann. It has 8.4 volts and 300 milliamps hour. It is also made in China. Now because the Type D cell is very expensive compared to a AA size, I bought these battery adapters which take 3 AA to convert them into a Type D battery. In this way, I can keep using the Fujitsu batteries that I have. As a final point, let me just emphasize that this MacLight industrial torchlight uses 6 Type D cell batteries. I have had this torchlight charged and kept in my car 12 months ago, and I'm full confidence that the power is still available, ready for me to use. Let me just turn it on, but I don't want to blind the camera. So as you can appreciate, you cannot have a critical device like this in the car for 12 months with standard nickel metal hydride, because if you need to use it 1 year, 2 years later, the batteries would be dead. And the only way that you have it ready is to keep charging them every 1 or 2 months, and that is not feasible. Now, low self-discharge nickel metal hydrides do cost more than the standard types. My recommendation is have a look at the equipment in your house, in your car, in your workplace. If there is equipment that must be ready to use, on call, available, powered up, then you should consider using low self-discharge nickel metal hydride batteries for those devices. I hope you've enjoyed this video and found it informative. Do hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more and to help the channel grow. Thank you so much.